children of the night. What music they make.
They're all gonna laugh at you!
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
What's up?
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brain.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Final Guys. Tim Meyer here, joined as always by my three other co-hosts. Got Jason Brandt in the house.
Yo.
Hunter Shea.
Whoa, buddy.
And Jack, Don't Fear the Reaper, Campese.
Sun's out, guns out.
I was almost going to do that name, so I'm glad I decided not to. But I was going to spell it like F-I-E-R, like
like her name.
Yeah, like, you know, but you dropped the ball on that. That's okay. Maybe you'll make up for it during the episode.
Wow, I hope so.
He will. I have a feeling Jack and I are going to like just not be friends after tonight.
I think you're at the target on the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Look at Jack is shifting targets. We're gonna
wow. I'm excited now. So we're going to be talking about the new Netflix exclusive series. It's like a limited series. It's 3 separate movies that's all combined into one big movie. Fear Street, and this one is going to be divisive for sure.
I think so.
Yeah.
Although I think anybody who is following me on Twitter has a feeling where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
I hid my feelings. I was like, I'm not putting anything out there.
Good.
Saving it for the show, as Jack tells me.
Good. I'm glad, because I don't know how. I know how Brant feels. Obviously, I don't know how Hunter or Jack feels. So, and you guys know how I feel because a couple of weeks ago I was gushing over the first episode. But you don't know.
It was like it possibly was your favorite movie of the year.
One of them, yeah. But you don't know what I thought about the second two.
Yeah, who's turning in their Final Guys card at the end of the night?
Don't know what's going to happen. Something's going to happen. I don't know what. But we're going to be honest about it. So that's what I like about this whole thing.
I'm going to honestly cancel my Netflix subscription.
No, you can't do that. You cannot. All right. So before we get into all that fun, do we have drinking words? We do have drinking words.
Yes.
Hunter, you do the drinking words the best. So why don't you go ahead and give it to us?
Okay, you silly gooses. When Jack says these words, take a drink, cage, skull, or landing. If I say sheriff, girls, and slept, you know, it's funny because usually Sheridan, like 3 words form like a weird sentence that is kind of like embarrassing. Not this time.
No.
Flex, Shady Side, 1994, and Woods. Was Flex a shampoo?
Yes.
It was?
Don't know.
Jason's words are good with an E. Camp and hand. He knows all about his camp hands. And the bonus words, if any of us say lesbian, stein, or witch, you must drink.
Gonna get loaded. All right. Does anybody have any personal news that they want to share? Anything exciting happen to them?
You know, when they tell you take medication every 8 hours, could you take it 7?
Probably.
Or 9? Does it make a difference?
I don't know. I'm not.
I think it's more important to not take it like for 2 or 3 days in a row in that frequency.
Okay.
But you'll like blow your liver up if like you take.
Did you pop like 6 Viagras in a row or something?
Dude, I don't need Viagra yet, buddy. Not yet. In fact, I need the anti-Viagra.
It's called whiskey, dude.
Embarrassing to be this old, waking up with boners. No, I was just curious. I was asking for a person who's not a friend.
I do have something. Okay, I don't even know how to follow that. So Bad It's Good has returned finally after 15 months. No, 17 months, I think.
That'll cure your boner.
Since I've recorded. My buddy Dave, who you guys have shared some beers with online a couple times, helped me out and recorded a couple episodes. We did a Steven Seagal movie, one of his new ones that's just god awful. And we changed the format up a little bit, and I think it came out pretty good. So if you go to my YouTube channel, it's the new Attrition Steven Seagal video. It's pretty fun.
Wow.
Very excited about that.
Is Dave going to be on camera?
Yeah, Dave
he's on.
Dave's my co-host for the next 4 episodes at least.
These are going to be treats.
I lost it when I clicked on it. I was like, oh, no way.
All right.
Yeah,
awesome.
And we were merciless to Seagal, so it was enjoyable.
I
really hate that fat bastard.
I hope he watches it.
I hope he does too. I wouldn't mind fighting him.
There'll be as many people watching your show
probably
as watch
win.
this movie.
Let's be honest, you'd probably beat him up.
He's very large and old.
Yeah, if you could throw a punch and move a little and get out of the way.
I mean, look, I'm not exactly svelte myself, but I'm not positioning myself as a Navy SEAL like he does in this movie.
Oh, that's
God.
amazing.
I could go be mall cop, maybe.
Yeah.
Lard it up, buddy.
Oh, that's delightful. Anybody else got anything before we move on to Jack's news, his riveting news?
It is riveting.
Oh, yeah. I got nothing. I want to hear the news. This is what I woke up for today. This is why I took my meds.
Our top story tonight.
Thanks, Garrett.
Remember that movie that Jason Brandt thinks is like the best movie of the year, Army of the Dead?
Yeah.
Remember how there's going to be prequel movies to it, which I'm so happy
we
for.
should make Jason watch.
Yes.
For sure.
Well, there's going to be an animated one that's called Army of the Dead Vegas, which involves the characters and zombies, and I think it's about the fall of Las Vegas. But the poster for the other one, which is a live action movie, hit, and what the hell is it called here? Army of Thieves, and it's about that guy Dieter, who was the safecracker guy.
Oh, yeah.
He was the most interesting character.
Indeed.
And there's a line on the thing that says, Dieter is back with more safes and less zombies. So basically, we are getting the body language from this movie that this is a prequel that doesn't have zombies in it.
Who was clamoring for a Dieter movie other than Dieter's mom?
I mean,
Yeah.
I wasn't clamoring, but
I don't know.
I did say a prayer for it now.
Wow.
I'm so excited for a prequel without zombies. Awesome choice.
I would just want to see what's his face just flipping burgers for an hour and a half.
Dave Bautista?
Yeah, just flipping burgers, washing down counters, emptying grease traps.
I'd watch
If he
that.
did it as Drax the Destroyer, it'd be the best movie ever.
And they did like a remake of like Alice. They like, oh, he's like Mel, and he has the way.
Yondu is Mel.
Fira!
Yeah, so a zombieless prequel. Count me as just, I cannot wait for this. It's freaking great.
I don't know why that's being made. I can't find one valid reason for it.
Anywho,
Neither can I, but I'm going to watch it.
Oh God! Don't encourage them. Stop.
I'm sure I'll watch it for this goddamn show.
No. Nope. I'm telling you right now, this will not be an episode of Final Guys. That's it. I'm pulling out once a year. Maybe I get to do this. This is it. That's the one. We're not doing it. Next.
so you three are big on the term TBR.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
In casual conversation, you just,
Oh, yeah.
oh, my TBR.
Yeah.
My TBR pile's so big.
Yeah. Which is like the books that you plan on reading.
Yeah. To be read.
So I know Hunter is probably the most literate out of the three of you. So
I
he
don't know. Tim
probably
reads a lot.
he does. Who here has read
I-
Final Girl Support Group by Grady
haven't.
Hendrix?
I haven't
Not-
gotten it yet.
Really?
Not me.
I was banking on one of you.
The reason why, because I read that Southern Vampire book not too long ago that you gave to me. So I was like, I wanted to spread some distance between it because I
Yeah.
love Grady Hendrix.
Yeah.
What have you heard about this book? Good buzz. I mean, Grady Hendrix.
It just
seems like-
came out like recently, right?
Yeah.
Like a week or two ago, maybe? Am I wrong?
Oh, is it that? Is it that
I
new?
think it's super recent. Yeah.
Yeah. People who love him love it. I saw some people like, oh, it wasn't scary enough. I'm like, but you don't know Grady Hendrix.
Well, I just read that vampire book and thought it was great. So
Yeah.
I would like to read another one of his books. Final Girl Support Group is going to be going to HBO Max as a series with Andy Muschietti, who did it 2, I believe, and Mama.
I think he did both.
But the other person who's producing is Charlize Theron.
Ooh.
Oh, Little Miss Furiosa.
Furiosa.
Very nice.
It's on HBO, so that gives me a lot of hope. Like HBO, I feel like anything HBO touches is gold.
They have a lot of. They hit a lot more than they miss. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
They're like the anti-Netflix.
Yeah, no. Even like the series that are like just okay that I've seen on HBO, I very seldom walk away going, what the hell was I thinking?
No, my favorite HBO show was Dream On.
Oh god, that show was awesome.
I love Dream On. Before your time, boys.
I don't remember that.
That's right.
Wasn't OJ Simpson in that?
I don't remember. Probably that would be right around the sweet spot of OJ being on everything.
Anyway, I'm excited about that. Grady Hendrix.
Yeah, me too. He deserves everything he gets.
He's a beast
in the good way, not bad things.
What were you saying, Jason?
He's a beast.
Oh, he's a beast. Okay. All right, that's all I got. That's all new to fit the Brit.
Sweet.
We have such sights to show you.
I actually didn't mean to do that. My finger slipped.
It was good. It was good time.
Did I get my sweet in there at least?
Yeah, I think so.
You did.
That's amazing. All right. So we're gonna have a limited curation this week because we're gonna be talking about 3 movies in their entirety. So who wants to start us off? Let's do Jason first, and then we'll go Hunter, Jack, me.
Gotcha.
Go that way.
Mine is super easy. I read A Stir of Echoes by Richard Matheson, which I had never read it. I hadn't read Matheson in a long time, actually. I think I'd read Hell House, I Am Legend, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there was something else, but I'm not super well read on him, and I thought I should start going back and checking this shit out. This was a damn good book. I love the movie that came out. Was that late 90s?
Bacon?
99 with Kevin Bacon? Yeah. I'm a huge fan of that movie, so I already knew the story. And I was surprised it's pretty close, but they change some of the key characters and a few of the plot points. And they kind of modernized it for the movie a little bit because this book was written in 54 or something that. It's pretty old. So I actually liked the changes they made for the movie quite a bit. It almost made it a little bit more of a mystery the whole way through, whereas in this you're just kind of like, what the hell's going on with this guy? But there's no real forward momentum with the mystery, kind of just more him reacting to what's kind of happening to him each night when he wakes up and sees a woman in his living room, and he's kind of hearing people's thoughts, and his wife's getting all pissed off and freaked out. And so it's just a cool little story. I don't know, 100-some pages that takes place just on a street in a town where all your douchebag neighbors are coming by and borrowing all your pots and pans and thinking terrible thoughts around you, and you're hearing them.
Nice.
It's I love Matheson. I have never read anything from him I haven't liked, and this continues the trend. It's good shit.
Yeah, I never read that. I got to try that. He did a bunch of westerns.
Did he?
Like he tried his hand at westerns, and he won every award, like the Golden Spur and everything. Like everything he tried his hand at, he just excelled. Amazing.
A phenomenal writer.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and go back and get through a couple more of his. Because
have you ever read Button, which they made a movie in like the early 2000s called The Box that was like based off of it?
So good.
I know The Box, but I've never read the story. No, I didn't know it was based on a Matheson.
Yeah,
the Cameron Diaz movie.
Yeah, I love that movie. That movie is way underrated.
Yep.
No, I'll check that out.
Yeah, check that out. That's one of my favorites.
Cool.
Hunter.
My turn. Okay. Silver Spur, Golden Spur, whatever. So I'm still working through the used bookstore find. So I always look for leisure paperbacks, like to fill in the holes, because I was buying them like crazy back in the day. So this is Laughing Man by T.M. Wright with this Chris Farley looking dude on the cover.
That is an insane cover.
This is the ultimate do not judge a book by its cover, because there is no laughing man in this book. And this guy looks like no character described in it. I don't know what they were thinking, but you'll appreciate this. Like in the very, you open it up and it's rave reviews for T.M. Wright. He's got reviews from Stephen King, Dean Koontz, Newsday, Whitley Strieber, Publishers Weekly, Ramsey Campbell, and Charles L. Grant.
Jesus.
Wow.
I would sell my children to a massage parlor for just half of this.
What?
Massage.
I know a guy. I'll connect you.
You know a guy? Good. I kid.
T.M. Wright. I feel like I don't even recognize the name.
But this is the sad thing about it. Now, T.M. Wright, I think he started publishing in the 70s, and it's just phenomenal writer. He was a master at quiet horror. And this book, the whole time I'm reading this, I'm thinking of you, Tim. You would love this book. And Nicolas Cage, if you put him in this character, would just rock it.
Why am I not in this movie?
Yeah, exactly. So it's about this guy named Jack Earthman, who grew up in wherever I'm sure Jason grew up. It sounded like the same kind of thing. I mean, it was seriously like, woods and hollers and mountains. I think it was in West Virginia. But fast forward to now, and he's a New York City cop, and there is a serial killer on the loose. He's feeling not like himself. He's this really weird guy he suffers from echolalia. So like you say something to him and he repeats it right back to you before he can get into his preamble. So he's a really quirky, strange character who operates on intuition and gets in a lot of trouble because of it, but doesn't understand the trouble he gets in because even though his last name is Earthman, it's like he's not from this earth. And it's him and his partner trying to solve the serial killer thing going on in the city. But there's about 9 storylines in here, including a guy with a cat that he doesn't fucking like and doesn't like him. Then I'm like, what was that about? So the first half is really fascinating and it's building this character. And then the second half, it's just quietly freaking strange. It's like, I feel like I'm reading something from another planet. And I shouldn't have liked it, but I loved it. And I read a lot of reviews after I was done, and people going, well, this made no sense. This didn't really end, and all this stuff. I'm like, oh, no, it kind of did end. It just didn't end the way you wanted it to. The story went where it had to go. But it's fascinating. And what a great writer, man.
I'll have to check it out. I've heard of him. I was actually looking at my bookshelf to see if I owned any of his stuff, and I don't see anything. So, I'll have to check it out.
You'll love him, and if you can find a copy of this,
I'll have to raid my local used bookstore, and see if they have it, because my bookstore has like a crazy amount of leisure paperbacks every time I go in there.
Really? They're getting harder to find because people just scoop them up.
Yeah, I every time I go in there, I try to buy as many as I can. One time I went in there, they literally had every Layman novel like ever.
Wow,
it was insane, and I bought probably 90% of them. But there was like 50 books on the shelf.
Huh.
Damn.
That's a hell of a bookstore, dude.
His daughter Kelly thanks you. Actually, she's getting nothing out of that.
Yeah, that's a huge bookstore.
Yeah, no one's not getting anybody.
Well, you're spreading the word. That's what she's thankful for.
Good old Layman novel. Jack, what you got?
Before I go, quick question. Do you all have books this week?
Yes. I have
a book
too.
You weren't there for the meeting?
I was going to do a movie. I can do a book. I was going to save it for next time and do a movie that's interesting. But if you want, I could do the book instead, and we could do 4 books.
You do you.
No. Jason, you respond to peer pressure, and
I think you got to do a book, man. I mean, you're going to take the show to the next level.
I'll do the book. So, Jason, you just got to remember, I'm going to change this spreadsheet after this.
Where's the bumper music for Jack Reads a Book?
Is it a book that you paid for?
No.
I didn't think so.
God, Jesus.
Signed copy.
Ooh.
Joshua Marcella. Severed.
Marcella.
Very nice.
Hey, way to go, Josh. Jack could have bought it off you at Scares That Care next week.
Missed opportunity.
All the free books I get at Scares are going to be carried home in Hunter's car because I'm flying. That's the best part.
That's what you think.
I'm looking at you, Brian Keene. And would it be weird? I have like a bunch of Jan's books I bought with money. If I brought them down there, asked them to sign them, and then asked for a couple of bucks back.
Oh my God.
Hold the phone. Did you just say you actually, with your own money, purchased books?
Wait, he didn't say his own money. He just said he bought with money.
This
could be anyone's money. Who knows?
Oh, I run a Ponzi scheme.
Exactly. Bernie Madoff gave me a few bucks to buy books.
All right, Severed is part 2 of his first book was Scratches. And this is the story that led to it, the prequel, if you will. But Jason, you would like it because it's not a prequel involving like things that you already know the answer to. So I think you would enjoy it. If it was all one book, this would be like, okay, now we're going back a little bit to learn, and it's in a whole different place. So this is about a army squad in like Vietnam who gets into some deep trouble with like this demonic force, and a lot of like bloodletting happens. Quick, fun read, just like the first book. I had a good time with it. I'm really excited to see where this goes. Again, great summer read, good pacing. I mean, I know he was in the service, so he writes the soldiers pretty well, I think, as far as like, what the military guys are doing. So I enjoyed it. Well done, Mr. Marcella.
Down in the nom, face down in the muck.
And I just encourage everybody to open their wallets and buy this book.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
I do too. That book.
He probably just sold 1,000 books right there.
I actually have a copy of that, so I am going to read it here.
Right now, he has to give away 1,000 copies. Jack said I could have a copy. Here's my address.
The Kingmaker just gave him his blessing.
Wow. All right, Oprah.
Jeez.
Hunter, what was the name of the book you read? Laughing Man?
Laughing Man, yeah.
Laughing Man, okay.
All right, me? It's on me?
Yo.
All right. So I'm doing a book that's actually, today is the book birthday for it. I was lucky enough to get an advanced copy. Lucky me. And that is Ronald Malfi's Come With Me.
Damn.
Nice. I'm dying to read that.
It is phenomenal. I mean, it's Ronald Malfi. We all know I gush over Malfi anytime I can. Yep. But like I honestly love all this stuff, and this might be the best thing he's ever written. It's so fucking good. Yeah, dude. This is amazing. It's about a guy who translates Japanese novels into English, and his wife dies in a mall shooting. And when he's going through her stuff, he discovers something that kind of sets him on this path to maybe realize that she was doing some stuff behind his back. And what that stuff is, I'm not going to say, but it just leads him down this crazy rabbit hole that's just, it's insane. And it's so good and so addicting. If I had the time, I would have read this all in one sitting. Like, it's that addicting.
Wow.
But unfortunately, I had to space it out over a week. But yeah, so good. His writing is so crisp, and I could easily see this being like a really good, like, limited series on Netflix or Hulu or something. Because just like every chapter ends in a cliffhanger. So
Hey, I gotta break in real quick. Vanilla Face is in the house.
Oh, hey.
I do like Hunter's harem piping up there, by the way.
Yeah. Hot Mike, you sons of bitches. I like our new name is Vanilla Face 4. I feel like we should have an anime show.
Oh my god.
We're a boy band.
We'll bond together and form one giant robot and fight evil.
Fox Force 5.
Vanilla Face 4.
Is that book on sale now?
Just came out today, yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Is he related to Dr. Malfi from The Sopranos?
Don't think so.
No.
But yeah, I mean, it's great, and it's a very personal story from Malfi too, because he goes into it in the afterword. I won't say what it is, but you could just tell like he was just writing from a
Is
wound.
this his creature?
Yeah, sure.
I love that this joke will never die.
Never.
You know what though? Every time you say it,
You
another
get
creature gets its wings, and I get a little royalty.
you get a royalty.
Go for it.
So
I have an affiliate link on that.
now that we've finished our curation, shall we get to the main feature?
Features.
We shall.
Your chair.
While I pour myself a nice, crisp, cold beer.
I'm gonna shoot up with heroin.
Should I run the bumper now?
Yes,
I'll
please.
do some lines.
You like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
I don't know.
You have to have a favorite. What comes to mind?
Fear Street. Very excited about this one. Oh, this is going to be fun. Before we get into it, does somebody want to give a synopsis? Jason, you look like you want to give a synopsis.
Why?
This was the threat before the show.
We'll do this. We'll just synopsize each movie as we go. So like we'll talk about 1994 first for like whatever, and then when we get to the second one, somebody else will synopsize that, and then when we get to the last one, somebody else will synopsize that one. Does that sound fair?
It
So
sounds just great.
we'll divvy up the duties.
I guess we're just gonna have to go with spoilers from like halfway through the first movie, right? Because we can't review the second and third film without spoiling.
Well,
Okay,
let's
time out.
let's do.
What- Yeah. Good.
I was just gonna say we could just give our opinions on the overall show, like without spoilers, just like what we thought, what we liked, what we didn't like, and then just go into it. You know?
All
So
right.
should we do what we thought of all of them?
Yeah, but you don't have to get specific.
You know, other shows do a thing called show prep. I think you guys get to see the behind the scenes in front of the scenes.
Yeah,
as we do the show.
We do not
100%.
plan this out at all. We talk about bullshit that doesn't matter. We're
This
like,
is improv, baby.
We show up 5 minutes before we're ready. All right.
I'm
There's
here to do
maybe
the show.
one or two texts during the week. That's it.
and it's not even related to the show.
No.
Nope. Never.
So yeah, let's do that. All right, let's just go around the horn and give us what you think about the entirety of the show.
So you don't want me to synopsize? Is what you're
No,
saying?
we'll do that, I guess, when we get into.
That makes me happy because I don't want to do it.
Well, you're still
still gonna
gonna
have to do it.
You're just not doing it right this second.
It's just delayed. You're
I
edging your way.
hate you all. You want me to go first?
Do it.
Yeah, I was not a fan of these movies. That's putting it lightly.
And
I had
Hunter. No.
look. I was gushing about the director maybe 2 weeks ago. I loved her film Honeymoon from maybe 2014 or something.
Love Honeymoon.
And I liked the look of this movie a lot. It looked like a 90s slasher film. I grew up on that shit. I was in high school when those were coming out, so they hold a place in my heart, even though almost all of them suck. I still like them. Come on, man. A lot of them are really terrible. But I like the aesthetic, and the music is in my wheelhouse, even though they played way too much of the music. It's kind of getting annoying.
Just shoehorn it right. Shoehorn it. Just jam it in there.
I don't know how you can make me go, oh, I like that song. Please stop playing these. But they did it. But my biggest problem is I hated every freaking character in this movie. Just the worst. I had no one to cheer for. I just, when they were talking to each other, I'm like, why are you friends? You all hate each other. You're all pieces of shit. Like, your friend group is the worst.
Yeah.
So it just, from that moment on, it just made it hard for me to care a lot because I just hated all the characters. I'll stop ranting.
Hunter. Somebody whose opinion who actually matters, maybe.
Whoa.
Oh, all right.
All right. Well,
Remember what I said about the target might not be over here?
yeah, you might want to change that opinion because I'm right in line with Jason. In fact,
Ooh.
I want a fucking merit badge for watching these three movies one after the other. I deserve recompense for this. Recompense. The look, this is not bad filmmaking aesthetically.
It's bad film writing.
Looks cool. The writing, Jason, I was just like, I don't give a fiddler's fart about a single character in this. At least, especially the first one. I will say, out of the three, I kind of liked part 2, 78. But the bookends, Jesus Christ, just the music was cool in the first two. I like the music in the second one better, but I'll say it. There's
quiet your harem down, for Christ's sakes.
They won't stop talking. I can't stop them. This is the problem when you live with a bunch of hens.
Sounds like you're recording in a bar, for Christ's sake.
I know. Ladies, shut up. All right.
I was waiting for like a banana to come flying at your head or something.
Yeah, it might. So yeah, I did not like these movies. I'm thinking, am I too old for these? Like, is this? It's got like I don't care about Fear Street as an entity. I never read any of them. I was too old for them. The first movie I thought was one of the worst things I've watched all year. I was like, wow, I got to watch a second one. This is ridiculous. Then I watched the second one. I was like, oh, and then I watched the third and I was like, oh, here we go. We're right back where we began.
I'm with you on that.
It's a woke, irritating. It's stupid, but I like the idea that it's out there. I like what they tried to do. I'm sure it's grabbed. I see it's grabbed a whole audience of people. So good for you. It just wasn't for me.
Fair enough. Don't fear the Reaper.
So, Tim, I did not hate this movie like these two did, but I did not like it like you did. What
Can anyone like any movie the way Tim likes a movie?
Hunter, you said something like, I didn't grow up with Goosebumps or R.L. Stine.
Yeah.
And when I was finished watching this, I was like, okay, I think like those books, this is for teenagers. And we had done a Monster Man a while back about starter horror. Mm-hmm. And that's what I felt like. I'm glad that something like this came out. I thought it looked really good. I love that it was rated R because the kills in this elevated it.
Yeah,
I think if this had been PG-13, it probably would have been. However, I was watching it and I was not very engaged. Jason, you said it too. It wasn't likable characters. It was compelling characters. I didn't care about anybody, even though some of the actresses, the girl from Stranger Things, I think she's going to be a star. She's really talented.
Yes, she was very good. That's why I like the second one. She was in it more.
I actually like the first one the best out of all of them.
Oh.
Because I liked the figuring out what was going on kind of thing. And I thought the characters were the best in that. And it was kind of like Stranger Things without the great characters and sense of humor. Like
and writing.
Which is,
which is stakes.
So like, I have no interest to go back to this, but if somebody, a normie said to me, what's something, I want to watch something on Netflix. Oh, watch Fear Street. You'll enjoy that. Like I thought it was fine for the audience that it's probably going for, which is more of a mainstream crowd. And if that gets people, if that's their first taste and it gets them going down the horror road, then good for them. But for me personally, like in the third one, I was checking my watch, like
I was checking my sundial because I wanted to be in the period.
Yeah. But like I said, I didn't like Conjuring world movies. These are probably better than those, except for the first one.
No freaking way.
No, I don't agree with that.
I don't know about that.
I put the three Annabelle movies against this.
Well, one of the Annabelle movies would be better than this.
Yeah.
Well,
I enjoyed one of the Annabelle movies. I did not enjoy one of these.
My turn? Oh boy.
Yeah.
I can't wait for this.
Champion of Fear Street.
So I already kind of gave my review of the first one a couple weeks back. I really enjoyed it.
Ever.
I watched it twice because I enjoyed it so much, and like I said, I had to show my wife because I thought she would enjoy it. And
what did she think?
She liked it. Listen, I have a really high opinion of the first movie. I really enjoyed it. A lot of your issues with it, with the music, I thought I thought it was a little bit much, but I like the way that they use the music to kind of develop the characters, and like a lot of those shots, like they did it visually, and I just like that. As far as the characters, you're right, they're not all, like, very few of them are likable or supposed to be likable, but they were interesting enough to keep moving the story forward, and like that's why when some of them didn't make it, it was kind of cool. I don't know. I really like the first one. The second one I thought was the weakest of the three.
The second one, really?
Yeah.
That was the one that was fun.
It was all right. It was fun.
To say something about me that I love that they killed like 40 kids.
They killed kids. That was
It was fun. It wasn't. I mean, I liked it more than I didn't like it. I like the bookends actually better. The first one was the best, and then the third one I also thought was okay. So overall, I thought it was okay. The first one is still, I thought was really fun. Like Jack said, I actually liked the writing in the first one a lot. I thought it was kind of intelligent the way they had like this whole backstory and a lot of the writing and a lot of the plot points and the storytelling. And I thought it was really well done, and visually it looked awesome. And then the second two were okay, and I was satisfied with it. I mean, it's not like the best thing I've ever seen in the world, but
you didn't laugh at their like attempt at English accents.
We can get into that.
Were they English? I think they were Irish.
They were supposed to be Irish, I think. I almost wish like they either went all out or didn't go at all, because like
just get other actors who know how to do it.
I felt like there was like this weird like medium where some of them like actually sounded all right, and then some of them were like, it sounds like you're just speaking with an English accent, but like trying to do an Irish accent a little bit.
Keanu Reeves in Dracula.
Hey, yeah.
Whoa, Dracula.
Yeah.
Like, they couldn't get Mr. Bean to play like
Rowan Atkinson.
Let's I want to do the second one before we get into the third, obviously, but I want to mention something about the first one that really bothered me at the beginning, and I feel like I never recovered. When the main character, I can't think of her name, goes and finds her ex-girlfriend, and they start arguing, and you find out that the one girl's parents got divorced, so she had to move to the other side of town. So the main girl broke up with her at like the worst moment in her life when her parents are getting divorced and she has to move in high school. She breaks up with her and then is furious over the whole thing, even though she caused it.
Yes.
And I'm listening to this conversation, and I had to actually pause it and look at my wife and say, am I understanding this right? Or is she being an asshole and is mad that like it made so little sense that I just never recovered in liking the main character.
It's the inability to be accountable for your actions of youth.
It was.
I think
so
they captured it pretty
crazy.
well, actually, for that.
Yeah, kids do stupid stuff all the time.
Man, that was not likable. That was like, you're a terrible fucking person, and I'm supposed to like feel bad for you, and you're just a terrible, terrible person. And I never recovered from that moment. I was just
That's
like,
funny.
man,
Oh boy.
I don't know. I liked it. That was awesome.
So do you want to do?
Are we going to do more of this? Or are we done? We're going to do more.
Do you want to do? You said you wanted to do spoiler free of the second and third movie, right? Before we get into.
I say we just kind of just go.
I think we just hit
All right,
spoilers and cover each movie.
I got to get something to keep me going.
All right, spoiler bell.
Is he gonna go do cocaine or something? Like, what was that about?
He's got to go let. He's got to go let more people in.
It's like I got to go do something to keep me going.
It's
very,
it's
very ominous.
It's open mic night at his house.
All right, Jason.
Yep.
Hit us with a synopsis for the first movie.
Okay. This is oddly out of order and weird, so this is your fault. Some teenagers discover weird killings that have been going. Well, the killings have been going on in this town for hundreds of years, and everybody just kind of seems to ignore it. They talk about it a little bit, and then they ignore it till the next serial killer comes around, and it's always some random person that never did anything wrong in their life before. And these teenagers get sucked into it and decide to fight back and try to learn the mystery of the perpetual serial killers in Shadyside. Was it Sunnyvale and Shadyside?
Yep.
Is it? Was it Sunnyvale?
I'm pretty sure it was
Sunnyside?
Something like that.
Whatever.
I don't know. There you go.
Shady Side. Shady Siders. Cool. So overall, what do you think of the first one?
Didn't I already say that? I don't like it.
Like in detail,
I will tell you-
in like spoilers and stuff. Like what specifically?
Okay, so I
grinded
like the
your
kills.
gears?
I did like the kills, particularly in the first one. I thought there were some
Oh.
pretty cool ones, including the one going through the meat cutter. That's a giant ass piece of pizza.
It is. Welcome to New York.
Was that like a bread slicer at the end?
Yeah, I didn't
think
know
it
what
was,
the hell
right?
it was.
It was like it was like a meat grinder. Or
So
something.
let me
Up
before we
steaks.
get to that, I thought the movie was dragging a little bit, and then that whole climax happened, and I was kind of expecting that a lot of people weren't going to die, and then all of a sudden, the carnage happens in that supermarket or whatever, and the brutality of those deaths elevated the movie highly for me, and that bread slicer was like the number one thing.
Kills were far and away the best thing.
yeah,
Yeah, again, these characters, I couldn't stand them the whole way through. It got to the part in the school where they're running away from all these killers, and the dude, I can't remember his name, is standing in his tighty whities. He looks at himself in the mirror and is overcome with the desire to jerk off for some fucking reason. the lesbian couple, they're in the science classroom or something. They're like, hey, there are killers right outside. Let's get down to it. And then the
classic
drug-dealing-
90s movie.
the drug dealing valedictorian decides I'm going to make out with an 8th grader in the bathroom.
That was weird.
It's one of those scenes where I'm like, what in the fuck am I watching right now?
By the way, that boy and the girl, they're brother and sister, right? Is one of them adopted?
I don't know. I did not understand some of the relationships in the
That
first
kept
movie.
confusing me.
So, and then the kills happen, and I like the kills. And then, they steal an ambulance. Nothing ever comes of it. They steal a cop's gun. Nothing ever comes of it. They never run into adults. It was just a lot of shit that I'm thinking this is aimed at a younger crowd, even though it has hardcore murder and death scenes in it.
Well, nothing ever comes of it because that is one night contained in 2 movies.
Yeah.
So.
I know, but typically when you steal an ambulance, people notice. At least that would be I don't know. I think a cop would be like, shit, who took my gun? Oh, it must be one of the 2 people who've been in the jail.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That shit bothered me, but I'm probably.
Did the cop get killed? I can't remember.
I don't
Which cop?
think so.
The one that they stole the gun from.
The deputy.
Or did he just leave?
Yeah, I don't think anything happened to him.
I can't remember.
By the way, didn't you expect if they showed an adult, you'd hear womp 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 womp?
Yes.
This is like a
Especially
Charlie Brown running around.
The summer camp, especially.
But
Yeah,
that one I
definitely.
could excuse because you're away from your parents. You're in a camp.
Yeah, but
This
there's
is
no
during each
adults
other's
at
houses.
There was no adults at the camp.
There were no adults in the hospital. They saw one doctor and a nurse, and that was it in the whole
Yeah,
hospital.
It was so weird.
I loved it. I just thought it was fun, man. I mean, I guess like I don't really analyze movies like that. I mean, like they're fucking movies, right? They don't exist in reality. They're not,
Oh,
it's a supernatural slasher flick, which by the way is the slasher element to this is fucking awesome. I love how it wasn't just one slasher. You get like all these different slashers and they're all tied to the same reason. But yeah, like it's just a fucking movie, you guys. Like turn off your fucking
So
brains
this is
and
why you
fuck-
like every turd that floats up your bowl.
I mean,
Like now I know. Now
I
we
don't-
got
but
great insight.
I don't
I
expect
like that too, though, because I like when you were slowly like, okay, is it one guy? Oh wait, it's supernatural. Okay, now we know they're supernatural, and then suddenly it was like there's a bunch of them. So the slow reveal of all that and them dealing with that, I enjoyed that whole thing.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
And I thought that was a decently contained story that's then suddenly sprawled into 3 movies. So
Yeah.
I saw it a few days ago, and my mind, to protect itself and to make room for things more worthy, has already jettisoned 98% of what I saw in there. I mean, it's gone. I remember they played a Rob Zombie song.
I started the 3rd movie a day and a
white-
half after finishing the 2nd, and I was like, how did the 2nd movie end? I like sat there like I can't remember. Like it took a while to come back.
it definitely felt like a mini series that they packaged as 3 movies
Yeah.
instead of as a mini, which was brilliant because it got a lot more press and I think it got
Cool
a lot
idea.
more eyeballs
Yeah.
I love the idea, and I want to see them do that with more, storylines. This just wasn't the one for me.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, it's not going to be for everyone, but I don't know. Like I said, I really enjoyed that first movie a lot, and like I had the ability to turn my brain off and just enjoy it for what it is. And
Wow. Waiting for you to turn your brain on when we do this show.
I don't think about it too much. Like I don't like if like stupid little stuff like, oh, the kids steal an ambulance, like that doesn't happen in real life ever. So I'm not really expecting like reality to hit a movie about a bunch of supernatural.
I can more easily turn my brain off when I'm watching some 80-90 minute standalone movie. When I've got to invest almost 6 hours of my life on a continuing story, you better fucking bring the goods. And I think that was my problem.
Yeah, I mean, you're telling someone who writes for a living to not pay attention to the writing. That's kind of difficult for me to do. But I did learn something important that I'm going to incorporate.
I think you need to lighten up, Francis, and enjoy
getting
movie once
stabbed does not hurt you that much.
No,
Because
you can do a lot after you're stabbed.
there are so many people who are horribly stabbed in this movie who kind of get by okay. Like,
have you
they
ever
do
been
all right.
stabbed before, though?
That's fair. I have not.
Okay. Adrenaline kicks in, and like you can do a whole bunch of shit when you're stabbed.
Like 5 minutes.
Yeah. So you bleed out of your liver.
I cut my finger and I'm out of commission for a week.
That you should see a doctor about that then.
I got an owie. I got an owie.
I got 5 stitches in my mouth right now. I'm eating pizza. That's right. Manning up.
You're a legend.
But I'll be hurting later. I'll cry like a baby.
You got what's her name? Uma Thurman's daughter got the Drew Barrymore treatment at the beginning of this one.
She's really good. I hope she's in more.
She
stuff
is good.
Too.
I should say I love
Hawke.
the beginning. I love the beginning.
It's so 90s. The Spencers, it like totally brought me back.
Yeah, I really dug that. And I like at the beginning too, I was like, where is everybody else? Like, you don't close a mall and just everybody's gone. But then they showed they were all dead in the courtyard or whatever.
I mean, if they weren't borrowing enough from Stranger Things, did they actually film in the same mall as Stranger Things? Like
they might have.
How much do you want to see the Killbots from Chopping Mall to come out and just clean the
dude, that would be
house?
great. I actually got like a Scream vibe from like that opening scene.
Well,
yeah.
This is the woman who did Scream, so
I wanted to see Arnold Schwarzenegger swing across the mall like in Commando.
That would have been awesome.
Onto the top of the elevator.
Oh, that would have been great.
All right, so that was the first one, right? You guys want to jump into the second one, Hunter? Since you enjoyed the second one the best,
yeah, I did like this one the best.
Why don't you give us a quick synopsis?
So this is what's her face from that show. What does she say her name? Gillian
Anderson.
I thought I've heard Gillian. It's not Gillian.
Oh no, you're right. You're right. It's Gillian. Sorry,
Gillian. Yeah, Gillian Jacobs. Is that her name?
Yes.
So anyway, she opens up the old photo album. I guess I forget what it is, and she starts telling the story of the time her sister did not return from camp. Spoiler! Like, way to give it away in the beginning.
Yeah, that didn't make me happy.
And then we do a when we go back into 1978.
Perfect.
At
Mike
Camp
Myers,
Okefenokee.
Dieter. This all things are circle.
So it's basically about these two sisters in the camp. One is older. She's a camp counselor. I think she might be the oldest person there. And her sister, who is the girl from Stranger Things. And it becomes the sister, the older sister has been trying to like put on airs, shall we say, and kind of try to be above her station from Shady Side. And she's got the perfect boy. They all talk about he's the perfect boyfriend. And then something happens to him. And then lots of little children get murdered in brutal, horrible ways. And a lot of running around the camp. Like I said, this one's fun. The tone of this is bananas. It goes from kind of funny to what the hell are they doing in this movie? Like, how far are they going to go? Are we going to string up a 10-year-old and show it? I mean,
I thought they were there for a second.
Right. So, like I said, for fun, this was the most. I liked the music more in this one, even though I love 90s music. Adore it. I had a really good time with this soundtrack. I think the girl from Stranger Things held this together better than anyone else by far. She's operating on another planet from the rest of them.
Yeah.
And there you go.
I will say I saw the twist coming like the second that she said that this is the summer, my sister died or whatever. It's like they're gonna do a little switcheroo on us.
Mm-hmm.
Like the second it happened. So I saw they telegraphed that, I thought. Even though they kind of at the end made it seem like it was like they tried to fool you, but like I don't know, I wasn't fooled at all.
I had just turned my brain off like someone once told me to do. And I just let the movie happen.
That was well done, dude.
Touche.
But I love camp movies. I love camp slasher movies. So
me
that's
too.
why I like that. I think the setting alone.
They showed some smashing at the beginning of that.
Dude, there was some crazy sex in this without showing anything.
Yeah, I will say they kind of got a lot of the slasher formula, but they forgot the titties. Like that's an important aspect of slashers from that time period.
Yeah.
It was missing that.
Going, whose boobs are going to get shown in this?
It was missing that, and there wasn't enough sense of humor in this one to make it like a memorable movie. Like you saw it and it was like, okay, but like with just a little bit more humor and a little bit more boobies, and this thing would have been a classic.
Oh yeah, but for me, where they went with the kills and who they were killing, I was like, all right, you don't see this very often.
They were
ever.
The feedback in my office after the next Monday morning, we're all just like, have you ever seen a movie where they kill kids that much? Like, wow.
Yeah, that was nuts. Brutally, by the way.
Brutal. So,
this is your least favorite.
This is my least favorite. Yeah, I mean, I did not like it. I found myself, I felt a little bit repetitive to me. And I feel like it didn't do enough to kind of move this story forward. I felt like it was just kind of like its own story.
So I feel what you're saying there. And I thought this could have been 2 movies instead of 3.
Yeah.
And you could have done what they did with the camp and then tack on the coda of back in the 90s and just done a,
like a part 1, part 2 type of thing.
Part 1 and maybe a couple of flashbacks to the 1666. And I mean, look, they're milking this for 3 movies, but
yeah,
they could have.
It felt like filler to me, in a lot of ways. So
wow.
But I mean, it wasn't bad. Like I still enjoyed myself watching it, and like you said, the kills were cool and did have a cool story. And I do like the one thing I did like is how they set up the third movie with the cop, the good drinking word, so drank
with an E.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I was just like,
I like when the girl had to climb up the mountain of poo in the cave.
Yeah.
By the way, that down there would have looked far worse than it did. Just some like that pink moss. I'm like, no, they've been shitting and pissing in there for
I've got
century.
All kinds of things to say about that sequence, but this was my favorite. It's funny how opposite we are, Tim.
I know, it's so weird.
This was my favorite because the Ziggy, I think was her name.
Yeah.
She was an asshole like everybody else. Everyone was an asshole, but she actually had an excuse for why she was an asshole because of the way everybody treated her. So I at least could look at her and I'm like, you I'm rooting for. Like I've got something I give a shit about now in this movie. Music was cool. They freaking went for it with the kills and the kids. So that was cool. Some of the CG kills were a little, I wish they'd use some practicals, but I'm nitpicking. So this was my favorite. The underground cave stuff. I was like, wait, so people have been shitting into a cave this whole time? No one's
like, yes, there should have been more crap in the cave. And I felt like they spent a lot of time down in that cave.
Yeah.
And I like
too much time.
Yeah.
And who built an outhouse on top of a cave? Like you can see it. What an interesting place to just build a shitter.
It was bizarre, right?
It's a good idea. You don't have to dig a hole.
So, I actually think I like this one the best. Again, it looked good. Like she has an eye for making movies look good. She's a talented director. So I did like that aspect of it. It was really when it started turning into the 1666 stuff that I was like, oh, I think the wheels are falling off.
So let's talk about that. Jack, do you want to give us a synopsis of 1666?
I'll give you a really vague one because this was my least favorite of the three, and I was not paying the most attention to this, especially the
Stoned on Geritol.
the 1666 part. So this is all about the witch that they've been dealing with who's possessing people. This is her origin story, and something about a priest and the witch, and she got accused of stuff, and then she gets cursed, but she was a lesbian in the woods, and the priest was the bad guy. So then she gets killed and curses people, and then it's back into the 90s so that they could have the confrontation in the mall.
There we go. Good job.
Nice.
Priest and a witch.
You did good.
You remembered more of the movie than I do.
I don't know. I really like this story. It was like
What?
the whole. Yeah, I
No
got
way.
so bored with the friggin'
Really?
1666.
They dropped the
Alright.
ball on this so bad that
So,
it
like-
negated the entire series.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
kind of
it pulled
liked
it down
the
for
whole
me.
thing. Really? I mean,
Well, no, they did something that way it no longer makes any sense. This can't be tied together, and I'll explain it when it's my turn.
But Tim,
Right.
once they got back and the whole thing at the mall, I enjoyed that part.
Yeah, I love that too. I
Yeah,
thought that was.
that was
I thought
better.
it was awesome how like you thought you were getting a whole. What was it? 2 hours? Like you were probably going to get like. I thought they were going to do like an hour and a half and then like 20 minutes of it, but it was really like an hour.
Yeah.
Of the 1966, and then an hour of 94 part 2, which I really dug. But yeah, I don't know. I really like the backstory. I like, terrible accents aside.
Yes, my lord.
Some of them were really like I was laughing about how bad some of them were, but yeah, like they should have hired you, Hunter, to do like a good Irish accent. Like you could have voiced over all of the characters and
All the female
That
characters.
would have
yeah.
been awesome.
the Hunter shake cut.
You fucking cunt.
But yeah, I don't know. I liked that they explained all of that because there's a lot of cool stuff to like, dude. When when they bust into that church and like the priest has all the eyes cut out of all
That
the
was cool.
kids and shit,
Cool
like
scene. Again, murdering lots of children.
I thought that was so like it was just an awesome scene and great imagery. And I actually like the story of the girl and like their forbidden romance and how in that times it's like very unacceptable.
If this movie was
Yeah.
made for Cinemax, it would have been much better.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
I get you there.
But yeah, I liked it. I kind of saw the twist coming with the guy who was in the woods was kind of like behind it all. But I don't know. I thought the writing was pretty decent. And I enjoyed it. And then when it got to part 2 when it was 94, it was like a little bit extra. It was like extra anchovies on that pizza,
Like extra fries from Five Guys.
Well, once they get back to the 90s, they went full Stranger Things.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it all takes place pretty much in the mall, and
Super soaker time.
But they had like the
Super
zany
soakers.
plot with,
Yeah. I mean, I guess you're gonna obviously draw comparisons to it because it aesthetically looks similar, to the Stranger Things season 3, where it actually mostly takes place in a mall.
Well, also the mechanics of the plan to
Yeah,
deal with it felt like a Stranger Things kind of.
I agree. I think they were definitely, trying to cash in on that audience. Which I
The
like.
spirit. I'm not saying they ripped it off. It just had the spirit of it.
No, yeah, totally. But I don't know. I really I liked it too.
By the way, I couldn't blame these townsfolk for being dead set against witches because one lived like 25 yards outside their little town.
Never did anything to her.
Leave her be. So then we're going to have this girl who we're going to persecute her for being a lesbian and blame her for everything, which I'm sure shit like that went on. But she stole the book, but never was a witch herself. So how does she get to curse generations upon generations when she's a regular kid who got
Wasn't
killed
she-
and what had no artistry in the world of witchcraft.
She was just like a spirit that.
Oh, it's fucking bullshit. At least you should have made her a fucking witch in Apprentice or something. She never did a thing. She had no power. Her power was the power of love with the girl. That was it.
That's a good point, actually. I don't understand, how she cursed everyone either without the book, but I guess she was so angry.
Yeah, she was just a bad spirit that was just, in her wrongful death. She took vengeance.
Please! If that was the
Come
case,
on,
all the
dude.
Bronx would be full of
That's
curses.
like
Everyone would be murdered nonstop.
every
I
ghost
think
story
the
ever.
Bronx kind of is though.
But
is
you're
like that.
you're bringing in this witchcraft thing, and you put a witch in it. See, that's where they fucked up because they made me feel all right. These people are right. There are witches in their midst, and you probably should root them out and kill them. But
Tina,
if you-
she didn't curse them. The cop's family did the curse.
the cop's family did the curse.
Right. Well, the good was the guy living in the woods. They were the descendant.
Oh, because he was practicing black magic, so he decided
Yeah.
to curse everybody because she died.
No.
Yeah, and didn't they have to perform? They had to perform the curse every so often to keep their family good. That was the curse.
Oh.
Wasn't it
power in
whenever they
family,
married somebody that the new spouse had to play a game, and it could be a board game or whatever. But then one time it was hide and go seek.
That sounds really
Great
entertaining.
Yeah, dude.
I'd watch that movie.
I have to ask this. I didn't really understand the choice the whole time. Why use the same actors playing different characters in 16?
Less money.
I think they just did it just to so they didn't. Yeah, I mean, familiarity with the.
It confused the shit out of my wife.
It's
like
the
me
novelty.
So are they reincarnated?
I mean,
I'm like,
the way I figured it. So the POV is basically through Sarah's eyes, and it was that character who got to see everything. So my idea, and they didn't explain it, is that she just envisioned people that she knew as these townsfolk.
Wow.
I could buy that.
But why? I guess I didn't understand why not use the same actors for the second movie as well, and have a consistent theme throughout. Because it was, I don't know.
Because it was from a different POV. It was from the POV of the other kids. Different.
Tim's
Different
right.
kids.
Tim's right. It's all about the POV. It's
all
not
about the
aspect
POV.
ratio. It's POV.
Fair. You got me there.
Yeah.
Boom.
I really didn't like the stuff in the. It was actually. I felt like it was opposite. I felt like the stuff back in the 1600s didn't look that good. I don't. It looked. Everybody was very clean, and I don't know. It felt like a modern take on it.
They were clean, but yes, I said to my wife at one point when the girls were getting intimate, I'm like, I'm sure there was no oral in the 1600s. That's just not going to happen.
There totally was.
Hygiene's a little rough, anyway.
Yeah, not unless it come out of the creek.
Yeah, I didn't like the look of it as much, but I enjoyed, I think, the writing a little more because I like the stuff with the preacher and
Yeah.
I dig stuff with witches and all that. But yeah, it definitely was not. I was not a huge fan of it. We got to the part where it just says part 2 and jumps back to the 90s, and my wife is like, "I'm done." She just stopped watching
Because you feel like there's going to be more parts too. Like, oh, what? How much?
We were
more are
5
doing?
hours in. She had 1 hour to go. She's like, "Nah."
You know what? She's my hero. She's my hero.
She's not my hero.
I will
Next
say-
time I see her, I'm
I
dropping.
was
a
very
Malik
happy
bomb
that
on
they
her.
went back to the 90s.
I did
yeah, I
like
was
the
too.
fact that the characters that drove this whole thing was a lesbian couple, which you don't see in horror movies. So I kind of like that.
I dug that quite a bit.
Yeah, it was fine. I didn't feel great about it. I didn't feel bad about it. I felt like I didn't like the couple. That was my problem.
Yeah.
I didn't like the people in the relationship.
Yeah, there's no way they should be together. You could find anyone better on Tinder in 5 minutes.
Grinder.
Oh, Jack,
Yeah,
giving all your secrets away.
I'm not gonna lie, man. This one was a slog. Getting that last movie, I was just checked out. I was really having trouble paying attention.
See, I was checking
liked-
out of the second one.
I like the fight between the monsters at the end of the mall. I
Yeah.
thought that was fun.
Oh
But
man,
that was
they
a cool
did
idea.
that. That was an awesome. How often do you get to see an actual Freddy versus Jason versus
Yeah, that was cool
passionate
when they were
about it.
all going at each other. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I thought that was
You
neat.
know, that was 5 hours and 45 minutes.
I also liked in the first one where the I guess we'll call him the wacky kid, the funny kid, when he was like the girl with the razor blades chase him. And he's like, "This really hot chick is trying to kill me."
Yeah,
He was. I'm like, why is he here? Like, I don't know.
he was entertaining, man, and he had a good moment with the kid too at the end, like right before he got the axe in the face. I don't know, dude. I liked it. It was enjoyable to me. I had fun watching it, and I would recommend if you're a fan of slasher flicks, like this is just a fun thing. Turn off your brain. Don't think about it too much
For
Jason
6
Grant.
hours. Hopefully, you don't forget to breathe when your brain is off.
Just love it.
Yeah, but the rest of the world doesn't have to like cram this for a podcast.
Yeah,
they can watch it at their leisure.
I watched it, an episode a week, and I was looking forward to the next one. After each episode, I think if you watched 6 hours in a row, yeah, I could totally see that.
I could watch these one every year and still not want to do it. I regret it all.
You're terrible.
I regret every minute, except part 2.
Listen, it's no Greasy Strangler, okay?
No, it isn't.
It's definitely
You're
not.
God, it's no
definitely
Bad
not.
Ben Steelmanville Road. Maybe it's a little better than that.
Anyway, my final word is that I enjoyed these, and I'm not sorry about it. And I'm not sorry for making you assholes watch it. So
You're unapologetic with your taste. That's fine. That's why. That's what we love
I'm
most
just
about
living
you.
my best life.
Here's what I think. Anything from the 90s you like. The Shining remake, Blair Witch 2. This is all 90s.
Yeah,
It's like it's a switch in your brain. If something is a 90s in any way, you're like, I dig that.
I have to fucking agree with you.
Like I can see like a lot of 80s movies absolutely suck.
But I still love those too. And there's some bad ones that I just
What movies
enjoy.
don't you like? Maybe we should do a show like that. It'll be like 10 minutes long, but we should do like movies Tim doesn't
No,
like.
there's movies I don't like.
We don't come across
I
them.
also like to try to stay positive on this podcast and not
Why?
be a negative person like you.
I understand. You don't like to be honest. God,
No, I do like to be honest, and I'm very
all right.
honest.
I
We
understand.
started off that way, but I think life has just beaten me down at this point.
This is turning into like a
Well, I mean, honestly, we do try to pick things that we think we're going to like.
yeah.
We don't
I mean,
pick things we think
I
we're-
try not going into a movie like this is gonna suck. This is gonna be terrible. God help me. Like I generally want to like movies just because I'm a fan of cinema. So I don't want to hate on a movie.
But sometimes you just gotta.
Sometimes you do. Hey, listen, I
Get down
love
and touch the real organ.
like Birdemic.
Get out there.
Like that movie's god awful, but it's fun to watch because it's god awful. Like it's not a good movie at all.
Birdemic is coming out Thursday on So Bad It's Good, actually. Funny you say that.
Nice little.
I'd never seen it.
You never saw it? Oh my
Nope.
god!
I've been saving it literally for 11 years.
What movie?
Worse than I thought. It's not Fear Street levels of quality, but
I'd have to rack my brain
Fun to
for
watch.
movies like I really like. Van Helsing is probably the worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
That's
Hugh Jackman.
agree. That's
That
I saw
one
that
of
in the
the-
theater when it came out.
I walked out, dude. I couldn't do it. Like it was so bad.
You
And I
left
think,
the theater?
yeah. And the cast was like great, right? It had Kate Beckinsale in it, who like,
yeah. I stayed for Kate.
always 100%. Like, and not even like Hugh Jackman is a phenomenal actor. Like, if you watch anything that he's in, he's great. It's just that movie was mind-bogglingly bad. Like, it was
But I did use
so
that
bad.
soundtrack to write to for like years.
Oh God,
Soundtrack was good.
I'm sure the soundtrack's great, but I can't do it. What other movies do I know? Like, there's a bunch. I can't think.
No,
of
there isn't. There isn't.
It's just Van Helsing. That's the only movie I don't like.
Blair Witch 1, The Shining original.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
those are two. I mean, I don't hate them, but I
Really?
don't think they're great movies.
I just want to find something that gets Tim's ire up. I want to get your dander up.
Any movie with Sylvester Stallone in it, except Demolition Man. I hate him.
Yeah, but those aren't horror movies.
Oh, you want horror movies?
Yeah, I want to.
You don't like First Blood?
No, I hate Rambo.
Wow.
You're a friggin' idiot.
What?
I hate Rocky.
What?
What?
Ugh,
I don't like Rocky.
schmuck.
You're close to the state.
I know.
Damn. Oh my god.
You don't like Tango and Cash?
No.
Piece
You
of
went too
garbage.
far. The
Over the
fans are going
top.
to turn on you now, dude.
Over
You're
the
done.
top, terrible movie.
You're done. This is terrible.
Cliffhanger?
We just watched- Cliffhanger?
Cliffhanger's like average.
Stop or
Cobra?
my mom will shoot.
Oscar.
Oh man,
Oh God,
this took a journey somewhere else.
it did.
Yeah, we found a lot out about Tim Meyer. This was worth it.
What movies do I have that I hate? That should be the question.
Anything from Vinegar Syndrome? Do you have a Vinegar Syndrome row
I-
like I do?
I have a bunch of Vinegar Syndrome.
And I just go, why? Why did I buy this for $25, $30?
Demon Wind for
I was gonna
$25.
say, I think I have Demon Wind, but I
Yeah.
actually like that movie, even though it's terrible.
Oh
But
my
again,
god.
it's like Birdemic though. It's like one of those movies that are just so bad.
De-
that it's
Demon Wind
good.
is so bad.
We should do that next week. That's what we should.
You know what
do.
we should do? You guys ever see The Suckling?
No.
That's the number one back alley abortion horror movie you're ever going to see.
Oh God.
Probably not going to
Wow.
watch that.
It's
sounds amazing.
unreal. I have like people go, hey, what's a good movie? I'm like, hey, go watch The Suckling.
The
Hey,
Suckling.
you know what movie I watched this week that I actually really liked? Space Jam 2.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, you didn't. You
I
didn't.
did. I enjoyed it.
Holy cow. You're the only person.
Yeah, I know.
Why did you watch it?
It's Space Jam, man. I'm not gonna not watch Space Jam 2. What are you nuts?
right,
Dude, Pennywise is in it. Gotta watch it.
What?
You know what? I didn't see it. I'm not going to judge. I haven't seen it.
Wait,
Tim,
if
I-
you didn't watch this
It was-
with your son,
Nope.
this is you did it on your own.
I did on my own.
Fucking
Tim,
A.
It
Tim,
was
I,
delightful. It was a delightful flick. And if you have HBO Max, give it a shot.
Tim, I respect your opinion. You friggin' idiot.
Tim, you ignorant slut.
Now I feel like we need to be creative for next week's episode, of like a Tim Meyer.
Yeah, we could
Well,
totally.
Next week, ladies and gentlemen, so you know, Jack and I will not be here. So it's just going to be Tim and Jason. So I think you guys need to find something special, centered on something that's going to drive Tim crazy, if you can
We
find
need
it.
to think about something. Yeah, we need to come up with something creative.
Do Space Jam 2.
Oh God,
Dude, that would be
Compare
amazing.
Space Jam to Space Jam 2.
Dude, I love the Space Jam movies, both of
Tim,
them.
do you like Sinbad's Shazam?
What the hell is Sinbad's Shazam?
It's Kazam, isn't it?
I think he's Shazam and wasn't Shaquille Shazam.
Shaquille was
I don't
Shazam,
remember.
yeah.
that's one of those Berenstein Bears kind of
Yeah.
things where people remember him being in a movie called Shazam,
Right.
but he actually wasn't.
I
Really?
think Lutsky meant Shaq.
No,
Shaq, yeah.
Maybe.
Or maybe he was making the joke that he even likes.
Do you like
the movie that
Sinbad
doesn't
I like
exist.
I like Shaq Fu.
I think
Can we
you guys
end this?
even- we
you
need
guys
to
don't even know
rethink
what
a
Shaq
four.
What's the
now.
Shaq movie? Was Real Steel or just Steel? Steel.
Steel?
Oh, Steel.
Is that the one where he
yeah.
has like the giant
The
hammer,
hammer?
on the cover?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never watched that.
Never watched that either.
So if anyone out there is a discerning movie viewer, you can send your resume to finalguys@gmail.com.
I like all of Shyamalan's movies except that movie After Earth. That movie is absolute trash.
Wait.
You guys should go watch that old movie because
Yes.
Hunter and I won't be.
Dude, I want to watch that so bad.
Is that this weekend?
Yeah, it comes out this week.
Oh, old. Oh, I want to see that.
I might
gonna,
be able to go see
I'm
that.
going to do everything in my power.
I hope it's at the
to do it.
drive-in.
Okay. Yeah, I'll see if I can do that.
Wait, you like The Happening?
Yeah.
Lady in the Water?
Lady
I
in the
do-
Water, dude, was brutal.
I love Lady in the Water.
No, you don't. No,
I
you
do.
don't. The one jacked arm, the one skinny arm.
Dude, it's such a bizarre movie. It's awesome. And the soundtrack is really good. To talk about good soundtracks or film scores, phenomenal film score. The Village is awesome.
We've been with you for now over a year, and we're stunned right now.
I know, it's great. I love this.
We're digging so deep into the Meyer psyche.
Yeah. Keep it
I
coming.
want to curb stomp you like American History X.
Jeez. So, it's a little
I think Jason's
aggressive.
praying for you.
I maybe maybe that was a bit much, but
It's a little bit much, yeah.
you get the idea.
Tone it down, Campese.
I just don't even know what to say. Like The Happening?
Yeah, man, that's not bad. It's not a bad movie.
Nobody likes that movie.
I can't. You keep bringing up The Happening, and the curb stomping comes back. Stop saying it.
We should do The Happening next week if we can't do Old.
And
It does have Zoe Deschanel, though, isn't she in that?
Oh yeah, she's in it. Marky Mark, the Beast.
Yeah.
He plays like a scientist.
He's a
He's being
teacher.
serious.
Yeah, I like the lawnmower scene.
Slither's awesome, Lutsky.
Slither's a great movie.
Oh, Slither's amazing.
Yes,
I thought for a second you were going to say you didn't like it that much.
I was gonna be like, what the hell,
dude? When that movie came out, I watched it in theaters like literally 3 times.
Space Jam 2.
All right,
Space Jam 2. Check it out.
We'll figure something out. Maybe
Michael
Old. That would be great.
Michael Clark, I'll see you at I'll see you at Scares of Care.
Listen, LeBron James is actually
more
pretty
shirts.
decent.
LeBron James. Don't even say that name in my presence.
I like LeBron. You know he's rebooting Friday the 13th. Did you hear about that?
Good. I hope it fails.
What?
I was all for it until now. He's involved. I hope
apparently he's like he has a production company, and apparently they're either in the process of acquiring the rights, because the rights for those movies are like in like this weird limbo.
I think there's still
state.
a court over it.
Yeah, so like I think once all that clears, like LeBron James's production company is gonna have it. So he's looking to reboot that.
That is not a good
I hope he
sign.
doesn't touch it. He should play basketball and never utilize his brain or his mouth.
I am so excited. I love LeBron James, so it'll be awesome.
They're gonna gender swap Jason.
Dude, God only knows what that dipshit would do.
Dude, LeBron James is awesome. He's great. So
he's a great basketball player.
He's great. He's just great.
No. Good God,
great.
no.
I'll fight you all.
I'll fight you on that.
Are we done? Are we done yet?
I wanted this to end at 8:10.
Jesus, that was an hour and 6 minutes.
So
Hey, talk about padding of the Fear Street movies.
Hunter and I won't be here next week, but I will
Thank God.
see you two clowns at Scares of Care along with some of our pals in the chat room. So everybody get ready to rock.
Yeah, I guess when
Yeah,
you guys
really.
are back, we'll be doing a scares recap and making Tim jealous that he wasn't there.
Tim, whatever.
Whatever the fuck your name is. No
You
one
better
cares.
send me awesome pictures, everybody, and everybody who's going to be here in the chat. Send me.
Pictures and video.
I would not open any videos coming from Hunter.
Not from Hunter, maybe from you too, but not from Hunter.
Whatever. The videos they take will be of me.
I've been to cons with you, man. I know what happens.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
Things get sold, everyone gets happy.
Yeah. Everyone gets happy. All right. Good night, everybody. Have a great week.
Bye.
See you in 2 weeks.
Later for you.
I can't find the outro.
Game over, man.